Today's question is from Colin in Texas. I'm looking to open a checking and savings account with an online bank. Been looking at Discover and American Express. I want to know what you thought of those banks, or is there a different online bank you recommend? Thank you. Well, I don't do business with anything that has American Express on the front of it because they once asked my wife why she would stay with a man that wouldn't pay his bills, and she called me crying and said she was thinking the same thing. So I'm done with them. That's what happens when a hillbilly gets mad. That was 37 years ago. I'm still pissed, okay? So I don't do any business with American Express under any circumstances. And I really don't like doing business with Visa, but I have a Visa debit card through my bank. Discover pretty much has one goal in life, and that's debt. So I'm not sure why I would use them as my bank. So overall, both of them sound like credit card companies to me, not banks, and my tendency would be to stay away from them for those reasons. Now, would I use an online bank exclusively? There's nothing wrong with that if you check out their background and so forth. I am a little bit more old school, and I use what you would call a click-and-mortar bank, a bank that is a traditional bank but has tremendous online capabilities. And so I've got both. However, I've not been inside of a bank in probably years because of two reasons. One is I don't have any need to go in. I'm spoiled rotten. I have an accounting team here that does all of my transactions. I don't go to banks. I don't need to. So I'm just spoiled. That's what that means. I don't even go over there to deposit my own stuff. Other people do that, right? So that kind of thing. So I'm a little bit of a weirdo in that sense. So I don't need a actual physical location. Most of us do transactions now. 90-something% of our transactions are online. So there's nothing wrong with an online bank. I haven't chosen that route personally, so I don't have a recommendation for you. The other thing I look for in a bank is I actually want human beings around, even if it's online, that I can have somewhat of a connectivity to. That's why I don't recommend you do business with the super huge banks, the Wells Fargos, the Bank of Americas, where you're pretty much a number, and they couldn't give a rip less if you're there, especially unless you're borrowing money. And so I use community banks and credit unions. Those are the two things I endorse in a lot of communities around America. When you turn on the Dave Ramsey Show, you'll hear my voice, which we don't put my voice on stuff I don't believe in, and our team hasn't checked out in detail. And so a lot of community banks, a lot of credit unions have my voice on it, and a lot of those have very high-end online experiences. And so again, you get a click and mortar. You get the benefit of a location where you can walk in and you know Sally or George the teller. And you get to know them over the years, like in the old days. If you're regularly making a physical deposit or withdrawal or something, you can do that. You actually know the branch manager, like in the old days. And they actually, in the smaller banks, they have more power. A Bank of America branch manager has less power than the teller in terms of waiving NSF fees or taking care of a problem or something, moving some money. They really are. Their ability. They can't even approve a car loan. I mean, at the local level, they're just all the decision making is decentralized. And so, in the old days, a banker was a pillar in the community, and they had a lot of power to make decisions. Now, a banker is a joke in these large banks. They truly have nothing. It's like an entry level position. It's a horrible position, honestly. If you're a branch manager for Bank of America, I'm sorry for you. It's pitiful. And so, of course, I obviously don't like Bank of America. I don't know why anybody does business there. Wells Fargo, they just make up accounts and put them on. I mean, and they fired thousands and thousands of people for fraud, So, yeah, just that's my thing. So, online banking's okay. I don't personally do it, so I can't really tell you to go do it because I'm not hypocritical. I love the regional bank and credit union, and that's where I would send you.